You've felt it, haven't you? That electric pulse running through your veins. The unshakable knowing that something massive is shifting. You're not imagining it. The people who spent countless hours plotting against you, whispering your name in shadows, smearing it with venom, they're about to take the most public, brutal, and unforgettable downfall. This isn't wishful thinking. It's the universe recalibrating itself. The energy you put out, your resilience, your truth, your unwavering spirit, always finds its way back to you. And right now, it's returning with a vengeance, ready to flip the script in ways you never dared to dream. Look around. The signs are everywhere, and they're screaming at you to pay attention. Those who schemed to bury you didn't just dig a trap, they built their own coffin. Science backs this up. Energy doesn't vanish. It transforms and returns. Call it karma, call it physics, call it the cosmic boomerang, it's real and it's coming for them. You've spent nights wondering why the attacks never stopped, why the lies kept piling up. Now you see it. Their desperation was the prelude to their collapse. The moment you feel that first spark of satisfaction watching their house of cards tremble, you're stepping into your awakening. You're chosen, and this is your proof. Take a hard look at yourself. How do you know you're one of the chosen? It's not in some glowing halo or a booming voice from the sky. It's in your bones. You've always stood taller when they tried to break you. You've felt the pull to keep going when everyone else would have quit. Start observing yourself like a scientist tracking a rare phenomenon. Notice how you react when the plot twists. Do you panic? Or do you lean in, popcorn in hand, ready for the show? That quiet thrill bubbling up as their schemes unravel. That's your chosen trait shining through. It's not arrogance. It's certainty. You were built for this. The first time you taste that energy looping back to you, it's a jolt. Maybe it's a phone call spilling the tea on their exposure, or a random scroll through social media revealing their mask slipping in real time. Your chest tightens, not with fear, but with a wild, primal satisfaction. You're watching the tables turn, flip, and do a full backflip right in front of you. This isn't petty revenge. It's justice wearing a grin. Neuroscience tells us your brain lights up with dopamine when patterns resolve. Multiply that by 1,000 when the pattern is your enemies choking on their own lies. That's your awakening moment. The second you realize the universe isn't just random. It's on your side. But don't just sit there soaking in the glow. Use it. This isn't about gloating. It's about claiming your power. Ask yourself, what kept you steady while they swung at you? Was it your gut telling you to hold the line? Was it that voice in your head whispering, this isn't the end? That's your chosen compass. Trust it. Start journaling those instincts. Track every time you dodge their traps without even knowing how. You'll see a pattern emerge. You're not lucky. You're guided. The energy you've poured into surviving their chaos is now your weapon. Wield it. The shift from satisfaction to acceptance is where the real fight begins. At first, you're grinning ear to ear as their downfall unfolds. Popcorn's optional but recommended. You're amused, maybe even a little smug, watching their clever little traps snap shut on their own ankles. But then it hits you. This isn't just about them failing. It's about you rising. You're not here to spectate, you're here to lead. Accept that their collapse isn't your victory lap. It's your starting gun. The energy coming back to you isn't a reward, it's fuel. Feel it settle into your core, steady and unshakable. Here's your first step. Own it. Stop doubting why you're still standing when they're crumbling. You're chosen because you've got a fire they can't touch, a frequency they can't reach. Stand in front of a mirror and say it out loud. I am chosen. Not as a question, not as a hope, as a fact. Then move. Act like it. Cut the hesitation. When you catch wind of their next flimsy plot, don't flinch, smile. You know how this ends. The energy you've been sending out. Grit, defiance, truth. It's circling back, amplifying your every step. Their downfall is loud, but your rise is deafening. This is just the beginning. You're waking up to a truth they'll never grasp. The game was rigged in your favor all along. Their schemes, their slander, their late-night plotting. It was all a setup for their own funeral. And you're the one holding the torch, lighting the way forward. Keep your eyes open. The energy you've unleashed is still gathering strength. and it's got your name written all over it. You've already seen the first cracks in their facade. Those who plotted against you are stumbling into their own traps. But now, chosen one, the battlefield shifts. It's not just about watching their downfall anymore. It's about facing the ones who smile to your face while sharpening knives behind your back. Fake support, those wolves in sheep's clothing, will test you harder than outright enemies ever could. They'll clap for your wins, nod at your dreams, all while hiding their real intentions. Here's the truth. You don't have to fight them. You won't even have to lift a single finger. The universe has your back, and their stage is about to become their grave. Picture this. Someone close, maybe a friend, a colleague, even family, praises your light but secretly envies its glow. They offer help that feels hollow, words that drip with double meanings. You sense it, don't you? That gut twist telling you something's off. Trust that instinct, it's your chosen radar pinging. Science confirms this. Your brain's amygdala flags threats before your conscious mind catches up. Spiritually, it's your higher self screaming, "Wake up!" When they promise support but undermine you in the shadows, they're not just betraying you, they're building their own downfall. And you get to stand tall without swinging a punch. How do you hold your ground when the air's thick with their masked intentions? First, stop doubting yourself. You're not paranoid, you're perceptive. Their fake smiles don't dim your shine. They expose their weakness. Lean into that unshakable confidence. You won't have to lift a single finger. Why? Because their lies tangle them up faster than you could ever intervene. One day they're cheering you on. The next they're whispering to someone else about your flaws. Let them talk. Those contradictions pile up, and soon the people they've manipulated start squinting through the fog. You don't need to call them out. Their own words will choke them. Here's where your power ignites. Step back and watch. Don't waste energy proving your worth to people who've already checked out. Instead, redirect that fire inward. Ask yourself, what's my next move? Not to counter their games, but to rise above them. Journal it. Speak it into existence. I'm chosen, and their masks don't move me. Feel that certainty settle into your chest like armor. Neuroscience says focusing on your own path floods your system with serotonin, calm strength. Spiritually, it's you aligning with your mission. Their fake support becomes background noise while you tune into your frequency. Now flip the script. When they push, you don't push back, you pivot. They expect you to scramble, to beg for their approval. Don't give them the satisfaction. Try this. Next time they offer that half-hearted help, smile and say, "I've got this." Then walk away. No explanation, no debate. You're not rejecting them, you're rejecting their game. The energy shift is instant. They'll fumble, confused, because you didn't play along. That's your secret weapon. You don't have to lift a finger because their setup unravels without your participation. The stage they mocked you on, it's where they'll trip over their own lies. Feel that rush when it happens. Maybe it's a meeting where their support slips and someone else catches the inconsistency. Or a group chat where their two-faced comments clash and eyes start rolling. That's not chaos, that's clarity breaking through. Savor it. It's not petty glee. It's the sweetness of knowing their own hands built their coffin. Your confidence grows roots here. You didn't fight, you didn't plead, you just stood in your truth, and the universe handled the rest. That's chosen energy. It's not about force. It's about flow. Take it further. Build a habit of detachment. When their intentions peek through, don't let it hook you. Picture their words as a bad radio signal, fuzzy, irrelevant, not your station. Tune out. Focus on what fuels you, your goals, your craft, your people, the real ones. Every time you choose yourself over their drama, you're rewiring your brain for resilience. Studies show repeated focus on what matters strengthens neural pathways, call it mental muscle. Spiritually, it's you claiming your light. Their fake support can't touch that. What's the end game? You transform the pressure into power. They wanted you to crack under their hidden agendas, but instead you rise. Next time you spot their game, don't flinch, grin. You know the drill. Their lies will contradict, their allies will wake up, and the same audience they played for will boo them off stage. You don't have to orchestrate it. You won't have to lift a single finger. The energy you've held steady, The trust in your path, the defiance in your spirit, comes back tenfold. They fall, and you soar. This isn't about waiting passively. It's about standing actively in your truth. You're not helpless. You're untouchable. Their fake support was a test, and you've aced it. Keep moving. The stage is yours now, and they're just the opening act that flopped. Feel that fire in your gut? That's your chosen soul roaring. Let it burn bright. You've seen their mask slip, chosen one, and felt the ground shift beneath your feet as their schemes collapse. But now, something deeper is calling you. A high-dimensional download surging through the cracks of their crumbling world. Karma that never misses its mark waits patiently, and it's not just here to settle scores. It's delivering messages straight to your core, prepping you to witness the divine law unfold. The higher they climb, the harder they fall. This isn't about gloating, it's about tuning in. You're not a bystander. You're a receiver, and the signals are loud if you know how to listen. Feel that hum in your chest? That's not random. When their lies start tripping over each other, when the same crowd that once cheered them on now squints at their contradictions. That's your cue. The universe isn't whispering. It's shouting. High-vibe information floods in during these moments, raw and unfiltered. It's not a vague feeling or a cosmic pat on the back. It's data, sharp and precise, meant to guide you. Science nods here. Your brain's reticular activating system kicks into gear when patterns align, filtering noise to spotlight what matters. Spiritually, it's your soul syncing with the grid. You're downloading truth, and it's electric. But here's the catch. Not every signal is legit. Your mind can play tricks, projecting fears or wishes onto the static. How do you tell the real from the fake? Start with your body. True high-dimensional info lands heavy. It's a knowing that roots you, not a fleeting buzz that scatters your focus. Ask yourself, does this feel like a gut punch of clarity or a daydream begging for applause? Self-projection wavers. It's needy, loud, and flimsy. Real downloads? They're quiet, steady, and unshakable, like a stone dropped into still water. Test it. Next time you sense a message, sit with it. Does it hold up when you poke it, or does it crumble? Now picture this. Their towers rising higher, flashier, louder. They're soaking in the cheers, drunk on their own hype. You're calm, popcorn in hand, waiting. Why? Because you've caught the signal. The divine law doesn't bend. The higher they climb, the harder they fall, and you're wired to feel it coming. That calm anticipation isn't passive. It's power. You're not guessing, you're certain. Their peak is their cliff, and the same audience they dazzled will watch their crash in real time. Neuroscience calls this predictive coding. Your brain's already mapped the outcome. Spirit says it's your chosen sight kicking in. Either way, you're ahead of the game. So how do you sharpen that sight? First, ground yourself. When their chaos peaks, when their lies unravel and their credibility starts to bleed, don't rush in. Step back. Breathe deep, slow, deliberate. Feel your feet on the earth. This isn't woo-woo fluff. It's physics. Lowering your heart rate boosts signal clarity. Then ask, what's this showing me? Not about them, but about you. Maybe it's a nudge to trust your path harder. Maybe it's a warning to dodge a trap you didn't see. Write it down. Pen, paper, no excuses. Words anchor the download, turning static into strategy. Next, sift the noise. Their downfall will stir up dust. Rumors, panic, finger-pointing. Don't get lost in it. Focus on what sticks. Does the message repeat in your gut, your dreams, your random thoughts? That's not coincidence. It's resonance. High-vibe info echoes, it's persistent, not pushy. Compare it to their mess. Their lies contradict, their supporters scatter, their web tangles. Your signal? It's clean, direct, purposeful. Practice this. When their drama flares, tune out the chatter and zero in on the pulse beneath. What's it telling you to do? Move? Wait? Strike? Act on it. Here's where it gets visceral. As their collapse unfolds, maybe it's a public slip-up, a leaked truth, a crowd turning cold. You'll feel it hit. Not smugness, not glee, but a quiet, fierce awareness. The same stage they mocked you from is now their sinkhole, and you're not surprised. You knew. That's the divine law flexing. Energy always returns, and theirs is crashing back twice as hard. Lean into that knowing. It's not about their fall, it's about your rise. The download's prepping you for what's next, and it's big. Feel your spine straighten? That's your frequency spiking. Don't just feel it, use it. When the signal lands, act fast. Maybe it's a choice to cut ties, a push to speak your truth, or a step toward something they tried to block. Trust the timing. Karma's patience isn't lazy. It's precise, and it's synced you up for this exact moment. Try this. Next time their downfall cracks open a window, don't hesitate. Move through it. Speak up. Shift gears. The universe doesn't drop intel for you to sit on it. It's fuel for your mission. Studies show decisive action after insight boosts dopamine and momentum. Spiritually, it's you claiming your chosen edge. What does it look like when it's real? Their lies unraveling isn't just drama. It's a mirror. You'll see patterns. Their greed, their envy, their desperation. The download flips it, your strength, your clarity, your purpose. One day, it's their ally spilling secrets. The next, it's a stranger confirming what you sensed. That's not luck, that's alignment. Keep a log. Jot down every hit of intuition that proves true when their mask slips. You'll see your accuracy sharpen. This isn't guesswork. It's you plugging into the grid. Stay steady through the noise. Their supporters might cling, might scream, might try to drag you back into their mess. Don't bite. Your job isn't to fix their fall. It's to ride your rise. When the crowd that cheered them flips, when their credibility crumbles, you'll feel the shift settle. That's your signal locking in. Ask, what's my move now? Not out of doubt, but out of drive. The answer's already in you, clear, bold, ready. Step into it. Their end isn't your focus. It's your launchpad. This high-dimensional connection isn't a gift you earn. It's yours by design. Karma's patience is your ally, downloading what you need when you need it. The higher they climb, the harder they fall, and you're built to see it, feel it, use it. Their downfall's not the win, your awakening is. Grab that popcorn, chosen one, but don't get too comfy. The real show's just starting, and you're the star. You've walked through the fire, chosen one, and now you stand on the edge of something monumental. Their schemes, those carefully crafted traps meant to bury you, are collapsing under their own weight, and you're untouchable. They stood on that stage, laughing at you, mocking you, turning your struggles into a public circus. But the spotlight's shifting, and it's not shining on their triumph anymore. It's illuminating their ruin. History doesn't forgive, and it doesn't forget. It drags them down for everyone to see, carving a new era with their downfall as the cornerstone. This is your mission unfolding, and it's time to bring it into reality with every step you take. Let's get real. They thought they could break you. They pointed fingers, spun lies, and paraded your pain like a trophy. That stage, their platform of arrogance, was their weapon. But here's the truth you need to grip tight. Their energy always comes back to them. You don't have to lift a finger to make it happen. You just have to stand firm. Start by seeing it clearly. Picture them up there, smirking, while the crowd lapped it up. Now fast forward. Their words tangle, their allies flinch, and that same crowd turns cold. You're not imagining revenge, you're witnessing physics. Energy doesn't lie, and theirs is boomeranging back, twice as hard. Your job? Be the mirror that reflects it. How do you embody this untouchable power? It's not about shouting back or proving them wrong. It's about radiating the energy they can't touch. Start with your core. Every time their mockery echoes in your head, don't shrink. Expand.
Stand taller.
Speak your truth louder, not to them but to yourself. Try this. Write down one lie they flung at you, then burn it. Literally. Watch the paper curl and blacken. That's their scheme disintegrating, and you're the one holding the match. Science says rituals like this rewire your brain, releasing pent-up stress through action. Spiritually, it's you claiming your frequency. Their stage crumbles when you stop feeding it your fear. Balance is your anchor here. Triumph surges through you as their world cracks. Feel it, savor it, but don't let it tip you into chaos. They'll thrash as they fall, flinging blame, grasping at straws. You stay steady. When the rush hits, when you see their humiliation, double back and slam them, breathe through it. Ground yourself, plant your feet, clench your fists, and let the energy settle. This isn't about gloating. It's about knowing. Their arrogance blinded them. Their power corrupted them. And now history's writing the punchline. You're not laughing, you're rising. That calm certainty, it's your shield. Here's where you turn vision into action. Build your mission path. This isn't vague soul-searching. It's a plan, sharp and personal. Step 1. Define your stand. What's the one truth they tried to drown out? Maybe it's your voice, your worth, your dream. Name it. Write it in bold ink. I am your truth. That's your flag. Step 2. Map your moves. What's one thing you can do today, right now, to live that truth louder than their noise? Call it out loud. I'll create. I'll speak. I'll rise. Step 3. Track it. Every day, log one act that defies their shadow. Small or big, it stacks up. This is your new era taking shape. Their collapse isn't random. It's a signal. The irony stings. They mocked your struggles to feel tall, but that stage is their trapdoor now. You don't need to push it open. Their own weight does the job. Practice this. When their downfall flares up, maybe it's a slip in public, a truth leaking out. Pause. Ask, how does this free me? Not them, you. Maybe it's space to breathe, a chance to step up, a crack to shine through. Their energy's looping back, tangled and heavy, and it's clearing your path. Studies show focusing on your gain in chaos boosts resilience. Spiritually, it's you seizing the reins. Feel the shift when it lands. The crowd that cheered their spectacle, they're waking up. The lies that propped them up, they're contradicting, unraveling, snapping. You'll sense it. A ripple in the air, a hush in the noise. That's history dragging them down, and it's raw. Don't shy from the intensity. Lean in. This is your triumph, not because they're falling, but because you're still here. Untouchable, unbroken, unstoppable. Their humiliation boomerangs, and you're the one standing tall when it hits. That's not luck. That's your energy returning, amplified. Now make it practical. You're the demonstration of this truth. What you put out comes back. Live it. When they hurl doubt, throw back courage. When they sneer, answer with creation. Try this. Next time their echo stings, channel it. Paint something. Build something. Move your body, run, dance, lift. Turn their venom into your fuel. Science backs this. Action transmutes energy, shifting cortisol to adrenaline. Spiritually, it's you proving the law. They fall, you soar. Their web's too tangled to escape, but you're free, and every step screams it. Your mission isn't just surviving their collapse. It's shaping what comes next. History's watching, and it's not neutral. It's etching their end as a warning and your rise as a beacon. Personalize it. What's your mark? Maybe it's a story you tell, a change you spark, a light you ignite. Start small but bold. Speak your truth to one person today. Share your fire. Watch it spread. Their stage is dust, but yours is solid ground. The humiliation they threw, there's now doubled. You're not just chosen, you're the architect of this new era. Stay in that power. Their schemes are done, their laughter's silenced, and the crowd's eyes are on you. Not with mockery, but with awe. Balance the rush with focus. Celebrate the win, but build the future. Your action plan isn't a dream. It's a weapon. Wield it daily. Their downfall's the backdrop. Your rise is the story. History drags them down for all to see. But you're crafting the age they'll never touch. Stand untouchable, chosen one. This is your time. And so, chosen one, as their stage collapses into the ashes of their own making, you step forward, not as a survivor, but as a force. The universe has tuned its frequency to yours, amplifying the truth you've carried through every storm. Their downfall was never your burden to bear. It was the signal of your ascent. With each step, you embody the unshakable mission etched into your soul. To rise not for revenge, but for purpose. to light the path they could never see. This is your identity, forged in fire and proven in silence. A living testament that the energy of the chosen doesn't just endure, it transforms the world.